In my previous video, I spoke about infradian rhythms and briefly touched on the menstrual cycle. In this video, I'll be unpacking that a little bit more. So as a brief summary, an infradian rhythm is a biological rhythm that occurs over a period longer than 24 hours. These rhythms are essential for various physiological and behavioral processes in living organisms. One such infradian rhythm is our menstrual cycle. So the menstrual cycle is a complex, hormonally regulated process that occurs in women of reproductive age. It involves a series of events that prepare the female body for pregnancy. On average, the menstrual cycle lasts approximately 28 days, but it can vary widely between individuals, with cycles ranging from 21 to 35 days. Anything within that range is considered to be normal. The menstrual cycle consists of 4 main phases. Menstrual phase, which is usually days 1 to 5, also referred to as winter. The menstrual phase marks the beginning of the cycle and corresponds to the shedding of the uterine lining, resulting in menstrual bleeding. The bleeding usually lasts for about 3 to 7 days, and it's a sign that no pregnancy has occurred in the previous cycle. 2 is the follicular phase, which is days 1 to 13, meaning it also encompasses the menstrual phase. The follicular phase starts on the first day of menstrual bleeding and lasts until about ovulation, which usually occurs around day 14 in a 28-day cycle. These are approximate timelines. If you want to know what yours are, you will have to track your cycle and note them down so you notice your patterns. During this phase, the pituitary gland releases follicle-stimulating hormone FSH. This stimulates the ovaries to develop several follicles. Each follicle contains an immature egg surrounded by supporting cells. As the phase progresses, only one dominant follicle will continue to grow while the others regress. The follicular phase is also referred to as spring. The third phase is the ovulation phase, which typically occurs around day 14 of your cycle. This is also referred to as summer. Ovulation is the release of the mature egg from the dominant follicle into the fallopian tube. This process is triggered by a surge of luteinizing hormone, LH, from the pituitary gland. This occurs around day 14 of a 28-day cycle. Ovulation is the most fertile phase of the menstrual cycle, and if fertilization occurs, it typically happens within 12 to 24 hours after ovulation. The fourth phase is the luteal phase, which typically occurs around day 15 to day 28, also referred to as your PMS phase or autumn or fall. The luteal phase starts right after ovulation and lasts until the beginning of the next menstrual period. After ovulation, the ruptured follicle transforms into the corpus luteum, a temporary endocrine structure that produces progesterone. Progesterone helps prepare the uterine lining for potential pregnancy. If pregnancy doesn't occur, the corpus luteum will degenerate. Progesterone levels will drop, and that triggers the shedding of the uterine lining, initiating a new menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle is governed by a delicate interplay of hormones primarily produced by the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and ovaries. The key hormones involved in the menstrual cycle include gonadotropin-releasing hormone. FSH is the follicle-stimulating hormone. LH is luteinizing hormone. Next is estrogen. This is produced by the developing follicles. Estrogen helps prepare the uterine lining for potential pregnancy during the follicular phase. Progesterone helps maintain the uterine lining during the luteal phase in case fertilization occurs. And finally, testosterone. Testosterone is an androgen hormone primarily associated with male development and reproductive function. However, women also produce small amounts of testosterone in our ovaries and adrenal glands. Testosterone is a precursor hormone to estrogen. The menstrual cycle length can vary due to various factors such as stress, changes in weight, hormonal imbalances, certain medications, or underlying medical conditions. Irregular menstrual cycles may indicate a need for medical evaluation to identify and address any potential health issues. Menstrual health is crucial for a woman's well-being. Practicing good menstrual hygiene, using the appropriate products, and maintaining a healthy lifestyle can help ensure a smoother menstrual experience. There are also menstrual disorders. Some women may experience menstrual disorders such as the following. Amenorrhea. This is the absence of menstrual periods. Primary amenorrhea refers to the lack of menstruation by age 16, while secondary amenorrhea is the absence of menstruation for at least 3 consecutive cycles in a woman who previously had regular periods. Dysmenorrhea is severe menstrual pain, cramping, and discomfort during menstruation. Menorrhagia is excessive or prolonged menstrual bleeding. Polycystic ovary syndrome, which is PCOS. This is a hormonal disorder that can cause irregular menstrual cycles, infertility, and other health issues. PMS, which is premenstrual syndrome, is a combination of physical and emotional symptoms expressed by some women before menstruation. Adenomyosis. This is a condition in which the endometrial tissue, which typically lines the uterus, starts growing into the muscular wall of the uterus. This results in the thickening of the uterine wall and can cause various symptoms and complications. Endometriosis is a chronic condition in which the tissue similar to the endometrium grows outside of the uterus, commonly in the pelvic area. This misplaced endometrial tissue responds to hormonal changes during the menstrual cycle, leading to inflammation, scarring, and the formation of adhesions. And if you want to know more about some of these hormonal imbalances or disorders or syndromes in more depth, make sure you subscribe to my channel, as I will be putting out a lot more videos around this topic. But in conclusion, the infradian rhythm and the menstrual cycle are intricate processes that play a very crucial role in a woman's reproductive health and overall well-being. Understanding the menstrual cycle, its phases, and the hormonal regulations involved can empower us to take control of our reproductive health, our mental health, and our lives. You know, in many cultures, a menstrual cycle is seen as being something taboo. It's seen as being something bad, dirty. But in actual fact, it is like our own personal blueprint. It can tell us so much about our health, our overall health. And if we learn how to work with our menstrual cycles as opposed to against our menstrual cycles, we can unlock such juicy areas of our lives. So if you are interested in learning more about this, make sure you like and subscribe for more empowering content. And remember, you are powerful beyond measure. Keep showing up for yourself and I'll be here to cheer you on. I'll see you in the next video.